morning at JM and the AM. Well, Avi Frier is with us live via telephone. We have a couple of minutes. Avi told me about a week ago, and don't tell anybody that I know up at Camp Mesorah that I knew this a week ago. Please don't tell them, because I've been playing dumb. But Avi told me about this very special surprise that he thought would be, finally, a really good Color War break. Yeah, Color War breakouts never live up to their expectations, especially because everybody knows it's Color War. Well, last night in Camp Mesorah, he thought he had an idea that would finally pull one over on everybody, or put one over on everybody. Let's see what happened. Avi Frier, all the way up in Guilford, New York at Camp Mesorah. Welcome back to JM and the AM.
Good morning, Nachum. How you doing?
Baruch Hashem. So take us back. We also have some clips from last night. We'll try to get to one or two of them. Take us back to the planning stages of last night's event.
Oh, the planning actually started in November. I saw this guy on TV, a guy named Reggie Brown. And the thing is, I didn't realize I was looking at a guy named Reggie Brown. I thought I was looking at the President of the United States, Barack Obama.
And if someone would Google him, they'd see that he's very much like him.
Oh yeah, if you search for him on YouTube, it's crazy. He has fooled a lot of people. When if any of your listeners have kids who like to watch the Disney Channel, there was this show called Hannah Montana where the president appears, and I only found out last night that the president wasn't actually on the show.
Oh, that was him?
They hired this guy.
That was him. Interesting.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
He fooled a room full of Marines. He was the featured speaker at the Republican Leadership Conference this year. This guy is all over the place. And when you look at his face and you hear his voice, I mean, you really think that you're hearing the president. And I'll have you play a clip. Don't play not the first one because it's going to be too long for the time we have. But we'll get to that in a moment. We needed to build a story to make it believable. Why would the president be coming to Camp Mesorah or any summer camp?
Why would President Obama visit Camp Mesorah?
Exactly.
We need an answer to that question.
What?
We need an answer to that question.
I'm going to tell you. We started off just saying there's this VIP guest coming and we're not allowed to say who it is, not because we want to surprise you, but because for security reasons we're not allowed to say who's coming. That's just in our contract with this person who's coming. That's what we were told.
Which is why my kids started asking me if Romney was coming.
I heard Romney. I heard Justin Bieber. I heard every possible. Somebody goes to me. I know who's coming. You know who's coming? Who's coming? Yvette Lieberman. Yvette, not even Joe Lieberman. So I mean, we got everything from every possible angle that you could think of. So I believe that, if you give a kid a red lollipop,
right,
and it could be flavored like lime, but you ask them what it tastes like, at least half the time they're going to tell you it tastes like cherry.
Right.
So we just needed to package it right.
Right.
So we got ourselves a motorcade. We hired 2 stretch black limousines out of Binghamton, and our guy who's in charge of security here, Justin Hubman, knows everyone in law enforcement in the area. The chief of Norwich Police showed up in plain clothes to pretend to be a Secret Service guy because he was so into this. They gave us police cars. They gave us SUVs. They gave us... we had an actual motorcade come in that looked like the President of the United States arriving at camp. Except for one thing, it's impossible to get the presidential seal in a magnet to put on the door of the car. No, but it is possible to get magnet paper that you can print on an inkjet printer. So we even had the presidential seal on the doors of these cars as they pulled into camp with sirens blaring, and these kids are in the dining room as these cars are pulling around the dining room, and they're going out of their minds. Who could this possibly be? And anybody who saw the seal, they were like, oh my God, Obama's here. So we wrote a story for them, and I gave an introduction that made it plausible that maybe he actually was in town, and maybe he is trying to connect.
And nobody's doing the whole fake out chant at this point?
Nobody was chanting anything.
Unbelievable. In August, nobody's catching on?
Well, they might have, either they didn't catch on and they were being and they were just totally sold, or they caught on and they were being polite, or they might have been a mixture, because you'll hear at the end that some of them actually had figured it out by the time he was done speaking.
I don't know. The audio clip I heard, it really sounded like everybody was into
play number 2 or number 3, either one of those.
All right, let's do this.
You can hear what he sounded like.
All right, let's do this one. This is President Obama last night at Camp Mesorah.
As a religious person myself, I appreciate the fact that you've chosen to attend an Orthodox Jewish summer camp. Camp Mesorah's name means tradition, and the traditions you learn here will also play a major role in the way you choose to live your lives.
Who'd you have write the speech? It's brilliant.
I got to tell you, I am so proud that I can now add presidential speechwriter to my resume.
It was great. Mesorah tradition. I love it. That was fantastic.
All right, so how much time do we have? Do we have to cut to the chase?
Yeah, we're gonna cut to the chase. For those who are just tuning in, Avi Frier from Camp Mesorah. Last night, President Obama. It was really an impersonator. It comes to camp, and from what Avi's saying, he's promoting it as the best Color War Breakout ever. It actually had a large percentage of people completely fooled into thinking they were being spoken to by the President of the United States. All right, so here...
So as you heard, he spoke like a president. He said things to kids that were intended to inspire them and to get the most out of their summer camp experience.
Right.
And he closed with, I think, the greatest lesson of all. Why don't you play the last clip you have there?
Here it is, folks. Listen very carefully to how he wrapped up.
You're going to come across people who pretend to be something they're not. You'll meet people who act like they have more authority than they do. People who act like they're more important than they really are. There are even people out there trying to impersonate the President of the United States.
So
at this point, they've got it, huh?
I thought maybe they did. That was like half the kids clapping at that point, but the wrap-up still killed it.
Here's the wrap-up, folks.
Well, campers and staff of Camp Mesorah, I'm here to tell you, as I stand before you today, I am one of those people, and this is Color War.
Avi Frier has pulled off what everyone thought was impossible, having the President of the United States break out Color War. Great.
If you're going to go to war, bring the commander-in-chief. That's what we say.
What are the teams, by the way? Do you remember the names by heart, or you haven't gotten used to them yet?
Absolutely. They're blue and green. The teams are Eretz and Shemayim.
What do we do with the Seagulls? 2 and 2?
I don't know, but you figure a seagull probably belongs in Shemayim.
I don't know about that. All I know is that usually we have 2 very happy campers and 2 who are a little sad at the end of Color War.
I didn't have anything to do with the breaking up of the teams. All I know is that both of my kids are on the same team, so we're going to be 100% either way.
All right, Avi, great speaking to you. Yashikach. Tell everybody up there to enjoy Color War. We'll be following it closely. I can guarantee you that.
Absolutely. Thank you, Nachum.
There he is, Avi Frier from Camp Mesorah, the Obama impersonator. Breaks out Color War. He told me it would work well, and it sounds like till the last minute, till the final part of the big speech, it actually worked really nicely. JM in the AM at 5 minutes before 9 o'clock.